Let's see what our clients have to say.
I started my vending business about 5 years ago in Melbourne. I'd retired and I was looking for something else, and I wanted a business that was part-time, that give me a lifestyle, and I started off with 150 machines, and I've since grown that, and I've got about just under 400 now.
I got into the vending business because I needed some flexibility in my work time. I've got 3 little kids, and to be able to be home for them in the morning and get them settled into kindy or school, go off and do 4 or 5 hours work and then still be able to pick them up in the evening was very important in our house. My husband is the main income earner, but I needed to work around his hours and be able to provide for the children as well.
I met a friend of mine from Queensland who knew what was what, and he knew the machines, and therefore introduced me to AustVending here in Adelaide, and that's where I picked up the machines from. And those machines were exactly what I had been told they were. They were good quality, and the type of thing that you're pleased to work with, and they work well for you.
We started our vending business in around February 2008 with about 320 U-turn machines, 300 4-selection machines and 28 selection machines.
I got into my vending business about 5 years ago. I started in Darwin. I found it a great way to get out and meet other people. Moving around a lot with a full-time job, I transfer a lot around with the company that I work for. So I was looking for a business that I could get out, run as a part-time business, which can lead to full-time if that's what I choose to do.
I started off as an IBM salesman, and then I started my own business, a software business, which I ran for some 20 years. I built the business up to become a public company, and I sold it about 12 years ago.
My background is actually a tertiary education as a registered nurse. I was working in theatre for many years, but after breeding and feeding for 5 years, that wasn't an option to get back into. So now I've had to get back into nursing to keep my registration, so I do a few days around the children as well, still managing the lolly business as well, and still being around in the morning and in the evening for the children.
My background is just working in a factory as a manager, and so I thought I'd pick this type of business up as a little extra, possibly for retirement time when I could do something else and have something that would make an extra few pennies for me and also contribute to charities.
I started the vending business because I work in a fairly specialised area of IT, and there's not really much work for me in the state. So to fill in the gaps between contracts, I looked at starting a vending business.
My background is retail. I've been in retail now for 30 years. I'm actually in the meat side of retail with a supermarket chain. Have been working for them, as I say, for 27 years now. I have looked around at other businesses, but again, the simplicity of this business really stood out in that I can keep my full-time job and run this business as well. You don't really need any degrees or any training to do this business because of the simplicity of it.
I chose these machines because they're easy to fix when they break, which is very rare. They're easy to transport. You don't have to fill them up every week. You can leave these machines for between 4 and 8 weeks, depending on the site. And so therefore, I've got the freedom to go away if I want to. So I'm not tied down like I would be if I had to service the machines every few days.
Servicing of the machines is really simple. All you need is the knowledge and the familiarity of the mechanisms and the canister dispensing. The team at AustVending are very supportive. They provide you with all the information and the standby support, and then it's just familiarity, and over time it just comes second nature.
Servicing the machine is very, very simple. There's nothing there that's difficult. It works well. It's occasionally, there is a little bit of damage with bits and pieces put into it that shouldn't be, but all of that can be done very efficiently. It doesn't take a lot of time, the machines are good, and it's simple really to service them if there is any need for a service.
The U-turn machines themselves are really simple to service. You just take the top off them, remove the canisters, take out the money. and put the canisters back on, fill them up, put some more bags on them, and that's basically a service done.
So I'd recommend this business to other parents in my situation. It's a very simple business to run, it's not very time consuming, something you can do around the family. It's very versatile, you can flexible with your hours, you can change it around children and household issues.
I got into vending because my wife had different days off to me. Found it a little bit frustrating sitting around. You can only mow the lawn so many times. So I was looking for a business to get into that I could do part-time, and looked around at quite a few businesses, and then I saw this vending business, a U-turn vending business. So yeah, after much thought and much research, I decided to get into it. I haven't looked back and really enjoyed it.
Once you've learned the ropes through the U-turn machines, it's a lot easier to move into electronic vending, because you're also used to the scheduling the service visits, the stock control side of the business, and yeah, so it's a lot easier to go from bulk candy to electronic vending.
My business today is terrific. I'm 65 years old. I started this business when I was 60. I'm my own boss. It gives me the freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And it gives me a good income from it, so I have some cash to do things I want to do. Next year I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do. I'm going to ride a motorbike from New York to Patagonia in Chile. It'll take me about 3 months. The beauty of the business is that I can give the business to somebody who'll just look after the machines whilst I'm away, and when I come back, business as usual. So it's an excellent business in terms of lifestyle and freedom.
The income from machines is very reliable. When I've gone out and done a run, the children are involved at the end of the day, helping mum count all the money, and that comes in very handy in our busy lifestyle, and helps me feel like I'm providing to the family.
The support from AustVending is just about as good as you're going to get from any company anywhere. And it's not that I look into anyone's pocket and try and give them an extra for it. That is a genuine, honest answer. They are good, they work for you, with you, and help you with whatever your problem is. If you have a problem, and there aren't very many, but they will help you, and they'll do anything they can with you and for you.
I found the guys at AustVending great. They've done everything that they've said they would, and they've gone a bit further in a lot of cases as well. There's a lot of times I'm on the phone to Mark or Lewis just asking for advice, and you know, these guys do the same business, and they've generally hit any problems that you come across before you do. So you know, there's always a wealth of knowledge there that you can tap into.
One of the things when considering a business was what sort of support and what sort of backup you get. The backup and support from the guys at AustVending is nothing. It's fantastic. It's second to none. Never any problems. If you have a problem, pick up the phone, ring them. If you leave a message, they're straight back to you. Second to none, and that really helped seal the deal when getting into the vending business or any business. Was the backup and the support from these guys is just fantastic.